Good afternoon, Giants. This is Pauline Knowles from the class of 1972, and I'm sitting here with Mistress Mizpah Bethell-Bartlett, the beautiful mother of Debbie Bartlett. Hi, Miss Bartlett. It's a pleasure to be sitting here interviewing you in your home.
It's nice being here.
Yes, ma'am. And Mistress Bartlett is from the class of 1955, and she's also famous. She has some famous family. Tell them who's your sister. Your sisters. Let them know. Susan Wallace.
Jacqueline Fox.
That's right.
We have Eunice Sands.
Okay.
And we have Louis East.
And most of the but those other ones, Jacqueline was from the class of 1947. Okay.
Yes,
And she was the first head girl, indeed.
First head girl.
Now, Miss, but tell me, how was it back then when you took the common entrance exam and went on to St. John's College?
Well, it was easy to adjust because we had super teachers and they encouraged conversations. They loved their students. They showed it and make you feel comfortable. And I love the school.
Wow. Now, back then, was it a mixed race of students in terms of color and denomination?
Well, the minority actually were whites.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, didn't realize that.
Now you know.
Yes, ma'am. And in terms of the classes, like how many students would you say were in each class?
I would say about 27 to 30 students in each class. And we were at an advantage because we got special attention. And if ever we needed something queried or questions to be asked, we were able to get answers.
Oh, okay. So who was the headmaster back then and some of the teachers?
Father Llewellyn. Then we have Mrs. Enes. We had E.P. Roberts.
Okay,
He was our art teacher.
Art teacher, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And Mrs. Enes was our music teacher and our choir mistress.
Okay. And so were the students very competitive back then, in terms of, because, when you go to school, you say, well, I'm going to be a doctor, I'm going to be a lawyer, and what have you. So did you have a lot of students who aspired and dreamed?
Oh, yes. Mostly the boys. The boys aspired to be what they wanted to be more than the girls. The girls were a distraction.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So you had beautiful
And they
ladies
used
back
to-
then, eh?
They had beautiful ladies, but they would distract the boys from their work, and the boys would become very angry at us and say, if you all don't want to learn, go home.
Okay. And what type of subjects you all did back then?
We did French, Latin, mathematics. And the thing about it is, if we didn't catch on to a subject readily, they would allow us to come in on a Saturday morning and catch up.
Wow, okay. I wonder if they did that with us. They might have.
That was an advantage.
But that was nice. That was
That really was.
And so what about athletics? You did any sports?
Oh yes, I loved basketball. I was a roughian when I played basketball.
Uh-huh. So it was brutal.
I had a friend by the name of Vera Atherley. We were like two peas in one pod, and she was she was a guard, and I was a forward,
Oh,
and I could remember springing up so high and ducking through people's leg to get that ball in that basket.
okay,
Yes,
you were,
it was
you were rough.
rough.
Now, how do you view St. John's College in this era?
Well, it's still keeping up a good record. I believe that it's on par with any school
Yes,
and
yes.
far above the average.
Of course, of course. And so we're linking with this WhatsApp chat group and alumni. We are linking the 1947 students with the present students because you have to put the young ones would learn from the older ones.
Absolutely.
And that's why we are coming around and getting everybody's stories. So
Absolutely.
what do you think about you think about that? Like linking the younger with the older?
Well, the young ones learn from the older ones if they have something to tell them, to teach them.
Yes, of course.
And I think St. John's did a very good job in equipping their students with a good education. And most of them went off to universities and had advanced education. So it's a very good curriculum that they carry, they have. And I don't think anyone can say anything to the contrary.
That's right. I can't say nothing negative about St. John's College. What about what advice would you give the younger folks now? Attending St. John's College. What advice would you give the students
Don't
now?
waste time. Learn all you possibly can, because without education, you can't get very far.
Yes, ma'am. I agree. I totally agree. So,
Don't waste time.
with Mrs. Bartlett, it was indeed a pleasure sitting here with you. Such a beautiful woman. When I walked in here, you said, "You're 80?" Oh my goodness. Wow. You could pass just to know 50. You could pass for 50. So it was indeed a pleasure meeting
Well, I'm
you.
proud to be 80. And, I thank God that I lived that long.
Yes, ma'am. And so we are giant. So giant pride.
Amen.
Giant pride. Thank you so much for inviting me
You're
to your
most
home.
welcome now.
Yes, ma'am.